Misfit Nation. Misfit.
The kids?
Yeah. Disney World.
Disney World. Disney World.
They lost their government funding, like their foothold on Florida?
No, well, Disney has its own government. Did you know about this?
Yeah, they have their own. Yeah, they purchased the land around Disney World.
Yeah, they control the land.
I think they have their own police force too, right?
No, they have a security force, but
that's armed.
An armed security force, but they rely on the the highway patrol and the sheriffs and all that stuff.
Because they don't have a Disney jail.
Disney jail.
I thought there was a Disney jail. There wasn't a Disney jail?
Yeah, they send Donald Duck over there with the fucking police badge. You just come on, put your hands up. I don't do good.
Donald Duck would be a racist.
Donald Duck.
Donald Duck would be a racist cop for sure.
Yeah. I can't even do it, Donald Duck. Can you?
Wow. How did you do that?
Throw an N-word in there when you do it.
It worked. Holy shit.
Oh, damn. You're doing good, Donald Duck. So, well, it's a really interesting story, like how they got the government.
How they got that?
Well, how they built Disney World in the first place is they bought all the land under shell companies, right? And one of the shell companies is called Reedy Creek. And if you notice, the city is called Reedy Creek County or something like that.
Reedy Creek County, okay.
Yeah, so it's named after one of Walt Disney's old shell companies. But yeah, they basically because Disney World was built off of Epcot.
Yes, Epcot was the main attraction back in the day.
So the reason why they got the government control over the land is because originally Epcot was supposed to be like a futuristic city, like a legit city, where they were it was like almost an experimental kind of city, where they were gonna do fucking Jetsons kind of shit, and all the houses were gonna be futuristic, all that type of shit. And basically the government was behind the idea of it because they thought it was gonna propel them into the future. And then the plan eventually failed, and it became.
We'll just throw some rides in here and see what happens.
It became the shittiest park in
the most wonderful land of them all.
Yeah,
futuristic bullshit.
Come see the big ball in Canada.
That shit is terrible.
Disney World, is it really terrible?
Not Disney World.
Epcot.
Oh, Epcot. Yeah, Epcot's trash.
It has maybe one good
nothing.
Floridians don't like Epcot. If you go to Epcot and you like it, you're not from Florida.
I liked the Norway ride.
I like you to end the show.
Because
that's it, guys. Good night.
I'm more of an attraction guy than a rides guy.
Oh my god. I go to museums and I have really deep thoughts.
Yeah, right. I thought about the Norway, the Norwegians, as the Norse gods.
Small
I thought
World
about them.
should have been at Epcot and it would have had a great attraction.
That's true.
Test Track. What about Test Track?
Fuck it.
Test Track.
Suck. It does.
Test Track was trash.
It sucks a dick.
Yo, Epcot doesn't have any redeeming values unless you're like 80 and you just want to go outside the house.
I like history and stuff, so I was into that, but it wasn't fun.
Read a book.
Yeah, well, it's like you go to a book.
You spent $300 to be here and you're not having fun. You're learning. What the fuck?
You pay to learn.
It's like college with no degree. That's what you did when you went to Epcot.
Well, college with a degree is still equivalent to
just way more expensive.
And I'm pretty sure it's nothing like the countries they represent.
I don't hear about Norway and BC.
Definitely not from a Reedy Creek Elementary.
Well, long story. I mean, people think like, oh, that's that. Like, why did they get their own government? It's like some kind of crony capitalism shit. And I was like, let me look into that because it doesn't make sense why they would get their own government. But if you're kind of going like I'm building the city of tomorrow kind of idea,
it makes sense.
And back in those days, you could sell that easily, especially if you're Walt Disney and you.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna make this thing.
Yeah. Well, Walt Disney was a fucking genius.
Walt Disney was the what's his name? Fuck.
The Walt Disney of Walt Disney.
The Walt Disney.
Give another button, man.
Yeah, I gotta get a button.
Usually.
I gotta get a button.
2 buttons in one night.
Steve Jobs. Damn, that's what I was trying to get. Steve Jobs.
No, Steve Jobs was the fucking Walt Disney of
whatever
he was.
Right.
Shut up!
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Yeah. So fitting.
Oh, fuck it, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was well. All that also happened after Walt Disney died, so it wasn't even like, it was because he died that it got approved.
He's not dead, Chris. He's just frozen.
He's frozen.
He's
waiting
sleeping.
to be. Yeah, he's sleeping.
You're right.
Frozen is definitely a movie based on him.
Oh,
Holy shit!
Jesus Christ.
Did you just take a red pill? What the
Ancient
fuck was
astronaut
that?
theorists say yes.
Holy shit! It blew my mind just now.
Jesus Christ!
I wasn't ready.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much they're losing that, because it's kind of irrelevant now because they're not building the city of tomorrow, so they should sort of lose it. There's no reason to keep it.
What is the advantage that they have to that? They pay less in property taxes, probably. Right?
They don't. I don't think they pay any taxes.
They don't pay any taxes.
No, they don't pay any taxes to the counties around them.
Shit, they are
They're their government.
Yeah.
They're paying taxes to themselves.
God damn, they're Disney writing their own checks.
You know what Disney
What a
does?
life.
Disney there's a council, and all the landowners around are part of the council. And basically, they always put Disney people in the top seats. So, like, for instance, if they need like a liquor license, they just go through that council for like a new restaurant or bar that they're or hotel that they're building, and then they basically approve their own liquor license.
Wow.
Yeah, so they skirt a lot of shit.
I honestly think
They say Jewish people run shit.
Hey, he was an anti-Semite.
Oh, hold on. All right. You think that?
All right.
I think that Disney could survive if both, and I don't know if he gets anything from Disneyland, but Disney World, all of that shit, that could go. Disney, the corporation will survive. It's too much branding. It's too much. They've gotten too much money at this point to where even if they did lose government land, it probably wouldn't even hurt them to pay the taxes.
I kind of disagree.
You know what I mean?
I think if they lost the parks, that would be a tremendous
hit.
blow.
No,
because of the fact. Let me tell you why.
Tell me why.
Because a big part of watching the movies and all that shit is, hey, we can go to Disney World and see the characters and actually live in the Toy Story world if I want
That's
to.
their world.
That's
yeah.
true. That's true.
And then when you go there and watch it, and then you come back, or when you go there and see it, and you go home, it adds another element to actually watching the movies
agreed.
again.
Disneyland, Disney World are the bridge between reality and Disney.
It's the blurring of the line almost for kids.
Okay.
And even some adults, to be honest.
Okay. And here's where I am going to disagree. So I see in a world where, because listen, companies close all the time, right? Still waiting on Chuck E. Cheese to shut down.
That shit is holding on by a thread.
But everything tends to go.
It's government cheese at this point. Sorry, go ahead.
Sure. That the capital that Disney already has, we're talking Disney corporations. They own everything. They own Hulu. They own ESPN. They own cruise lines. There's too much ways that they can get money. The Disney app itself blows money out the water. You know what I'm saying? And then now you got to think, okay, well, we closed down the parks. So now we gotta find a different way for kids to spend money on us. Get everybody. We have Disney Oculuses now. Now you get to watch the show just like you're almost there. I'm telling you,
I don't think it's the same.
Kids with technology, bro, they're not gonna care if they close down the park. It'll take 10 years for kids not to care.
For there to be a wave?
They would have never been there.
You're kind of forcing the technology to become a thing if you do delete that out of it.
No, you're missing.
Disney could float for 10 years, and by 10 years, no kid born after they close is ever going to care that they were there.
No, you're missing an entire, since when did it open? The 60s?
I believe.
You're missing that entire generation of people who are still alive, generations and generations that have gone to Disney. It's part of their fucking lives.
That still goes there, every other weekend and shit.
So even if kids are born after it's gone, you're still gonna have the memory of Disney World.
Disney
tell you what, go ahead.
Disney will still make movies and still make new characters and still push them in little puppets at that damn park.
Okay.
I'm telling you, they need those parks.
I gotta see it.
They need those parks.
I gotta see it. I think they can make it. And maybe that's just me being ignorant because I haven't been there in a while. But Disney World doesn't I'd go to Islands of Adventure if I wanted to get on a ride. You know what I mean? Disney World doesn't appeal to me. I can see where you guys are coming from when you're talking about the kids. and the branding and all that stuff. I just think that if you take something away, I remember Boomers. I was born on Boomers. You live around here, you used to go to Boomers. That shit went away. Shit can go away, and you move on. You know what I mean?
This is why though Walt Disney was a genius, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is because he built this system where they basically almost like breed artists.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's part of what Epcot was supposed to be. It was supposed to be like an art district where they were basically building, like, how do we create animators that just like that? How do we create the world's greatest animators? How do we create the imagination that they can have, like the freedom and all that type of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And they created this town that they all lived in, and they fucking hated it because they had to live by Disney rules and all that stuff, and it killed their their creativity.
Right.
So that's what he kept retrying that idea over and over. And that's where they're at now, where they actually do like sort of have people from all over the world that just are trained for Disney.
Right.
You know what I mean? Pixar, all that shit. So like we're looking at almost the finished product of a genius that was way beyond his time in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And then it like so much so that his idea came to fruition after he died. And he's remembered for something he did after he died. Okay. So I don't know. There's a level of like, I think it's so embedded in our culture that you might be right. They could survive in terms of it, just the name and them, buying up stuff. But like, for instance, do you think if like McDonald's started buying up, the movies and shit like that, and then they got rid of the restaurants, do you think McDonald's is like relevant? Survive?
I think that's a tad bit different, and here's why. Disney World, yes, internationally people come from all over the world to go there, but it's a difference when you have your establishment in every corner of the world. It's just more generated people that'll never see a Disney World in the day in their life who goes into a McDonald's for a hamburger. You know what I mean?
Like it's just everybody in the world
too much.
Knows Mickey Mouse.
Knows Mickey Mouse, but never been to the park. We're talking about generating money and how that would work. McDonald's generates too much money, way more than Disney does.
Yeah, but McDonald's like doesn't need Ronald McDonald to sell cheeseburgers to kids.
No,
kids just love cheeseburgers.
It's cheeseburgers. It's what it is. So you can't ever take away that aspect of McDonald's, but I do believe you can take the aspect of a park away and a corporation survive.
No, because then you're just selling cartoons.
You just adding the. Are we just discussing the park or Disney and its entity? Because they have its channel still too and everything.
I'm glad y'all said that. So you said it was a park. We're talking animation, like the cartoons and stuff. Cartoon Network. You ever been to Cartoon Network Park? No, but you watch the cartoons on that. You're still gonna see animations from Disney. They're still gonna be able to make it pop. They'll probably come up with a way that you can see. You might be able to buy a whole Disney set to put into your house. You know what I'm saying? Nothing will ever compare to the feeling as being a kid.
And I believe Six
World.
Flags actually have like the characters of Disney of Cartoon Network.
It
takes a generation, one generation that doesn't see Disney World, but still consumes Disney. Disney will last. I'm telling you.
Disney still hides. Like when somebody dies on a roller coaster, they still like
they have to hide that.
They rush them through the back tunnels.
They were still alive when they got on the ambulance. Yeah. We swear.
And they have a fucking rib poking through their heart and shit. Yeah. It's like there's no way he'd survive that.
Oh, they hate it when they get ate by the alligators because you can't even can't even dispute that.
And they'll fight that too.
Yeah, they'll fight that.
No, your kid shouldn't have been by the alligator.
Yeah, we have signs.
Yeah. We can't be held responsible for what alligators do.
Signs right there, sweetheart. Don't come down to Florida from fucking Nebraska. You ain't never seen a canal. Get your kid away from the water. What's wrong with you?
They go, was that alligator animated? No, exactly. Not our responsibility.
Animatronics? No, that's not covered by us.
It's not covered by us.
No, not covered by us.
If now, let's say one of our animatronic alligators hurt you.
Then you'd have a case.
You'd have a case. But get the fuck out of here.
Slimy, every last one of them.
Make sure you pass the gift shop on the way out.
Yeah, get something for his sister. Remember him by.
I'm just saying. I think they do that, and they specifically do that to keep the magical element to Disney World, and they know how important that is
culturally
to know. Even just the idea of one day I'm going to go to Disney World. That idea still lives. People still want to go. That's a goal for people.
Yeah, it is. It is.
For us, it's not that much because we live in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, everyday theme park shit.
Imagine you live in Oklahoma or some shit.
That's what I'm saying.
No offense.
Don't know shit about nobody's out there. It's like 3 of them.
All right, are we moving on?
Kidding me? Yeah, let's get out of here.
Moving on to Johnny Depp.
Yeah, let's talk about.
Oh, by the way, Disney,
Emma.
enough with the fucking pedo shit. Stop it. Oh, we're gonna fucking really
Now we're gonna have a real conversation.
start sending some goons over there. You know, that's what Walt Disney was worried about.
Goons.
He was trying to, he was very aware of crime rising in the Florida area, and that's why he wanted to build the perfect city.
You're making him sound like a stand-up guy, but at the end of the day, I know he was an anti-Semite.
He wasn't letting the what in the city.
Yeah.
That's why it was perfect. There was no crime.
Shout out to Chow.
He was trying to stop him.
He was trying to stop him.
Yeah, that's probably why it really didn't work. He was like, you can't have what?
If you want to listen to the full audio version of our show, go over to Apple Podcasts or Podbean. That's misfitnation.podbean.com.